And so it came out in his head, in his logic, that because his wife, you see, again, this is the individual from here somewhere, lives here, but he also has got a parcel here. His wife, however, is from Bosnia, if I remember this correctly, and they got about, I think, 2 children and 1 dog, husky. Again, I would not know about the wife. You see, this is the stuff I'm talking about. I wouldn't know about. I wouldn't know anything about that stuff, but I just happened to do. It was, how can I say? I'd rather to use the word naive, because simply I don't want to see evil in everybody. I feel sorry for him because it's just, it's naive. It's naive. You're naive. You're stupid. If you do stuff that you believe in, lies that they instill in you, and you just go and you do evil shit and you see it your way, because the way you want to see it, because you are surrounded by wealthy and powerful politicians, and at the same time you claim to be something you're not. You're just, to me, this is just really stupid. He attempted to convince me the other day in respect to this parcel from the Belgian guy, that this parcel was before from somebody by the name Polshak. Now let me be very, very, very detailed in this stuff. Yeah, it might have been, but there is a farmer here. You see, again, under MK Ultra, all this shit I'm talking about is a memory from MK Ultra. Again, I would have no way to find out about this stuff. I did spoke about this parcel. The only thing I asked him, I said, this parcel here, because he was there. He wanted to talk with me. And what he wanted to do, this individual, this Slovenian guy that is married to this Bosnian girl, he wanted to convince me absolutely that this here, the parcel that is here, does never belong to Belgium. There never was any Belgian. There never was anything going on. This was his idea how he's going to do this. And so Polshak, that's Optic here from Novo Mesto, was involved in MK Ultra, and they tried to, at all costs, what they tried to do, because of Serbian Aleksandar Vucic, who would do purchases here in this area. And I just happened to know that it was one of these houses here that transactions took place, that Serbs from Belgrade purchased the properties. And that's what I'm going to go look into it. But I was assured that already back then there is no chance I'm going to find out, because they changed names even in deeds, in a book of title and stuff like this. This is what they claimed. But then there was another person who claimed that he did video recorded the whole thing, the whole transaction and things. And then they suggested on how they already got him and this and that. But guy came back and he suggested also that stuff like this is like a virus, was multiplied. And in the back here that you have, there are numerous houses, they have these things, not even from this area here, but all around here. What he did was video recordings, stuff that he had about the Serbian Belgradians that started to buy these things here. What he would do is he documented everything, and he passed this information along to other people. So now there is a whole bunch of people, families, well-standing families too, Slovenian families, that have this kind of proofs. So these things are going to get very hot here. So I anticipate that actually I didn't go yet through the sales, through the titles and stuff like this yet, nor for this parcel here, not for this one here. It's going to be probably a difficulty. This at least is what they have promised me. Maybe it's not going to be difficulty. Maybe it's going to be straight obvious what is going on really. On this house here, right here, they suggested me to go and film the houses and stuff like this. That would be a really stupid thing to do. Let me just zoom myself in a little bit. There is a family. There is a how can I say, a husband is a Slovenian guy, a wife is a Serbian. They claimed actually to be right here across the bridge, but they are not across the bridge. They live here, I believe, in this house right here. They have kids. I wouldn't go and video record because I do make a problem to myself. Can you imagine? You go every day hiking through them, backpacking. People would start not to like you if you would continue to do this. These people were involved in MK Ultra. They were involved in MK Ultra, nasty kind of stuff. How can I say, wicklings, you know, wiki and wickets. Powerful when, how can I say, powerful when they can take advantage of you. But wiki when, you know, like the only thing that this individual that he still managed to do was basically he would go when I published the video about the Serbian involvement, and when he would pass me with his wife, it would be hello, hi, this and that. 10 steps behind my back, he would go and he would start to cough. And as he told me under MK Ultra, if you're gonna write about against the Serbs and this and that, my wife is a Serbian and this and that, you're gonna go back to the hospital, it's gonna be a sickness and this and that, nothing ever gonna change, tra la 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 la. Yeah, these are wicklings, cowards, basically. And so again, I would know about the profiles of these families if it wasn't for MK Ultra. We don't know each other. Like nobody can say that we know each other, that we talk, that we knew, that we were schoolmates, that we work together, that we know one another because of somebody and so on. Nobody has a proof about this stuff. I, however, remember, because I asked questions under MK Ultra about these people. This guy would be used also to confuse on if it was for the Serbs that were involved against me or not, because the Serbs became desperate at the end of MK Ultra. They wanted me to blame anybody and everybody in this world except for them. The farmer that owns, how do you say that? Žaga in Slovenian language. I'm not gonna know. Sawmill. All right, it's a sawmill in English. Sawmill right here was the one who sold the property to this guy here. Now, this individual here, Polshak, it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. At least this is what I remember from MK Ultra. Okay, so just my knowing that it was this guy here from the sawmill that sold the parcel to this individual here, Polshak, I had no way, no means to find out yet who sold what, but according to MK Ultra, he was the one who did. I know a lot about these people from MK Ultra. You can't imagine what a human mind can absorb like this. Just being around these politicians, these people didn't really know precisely what, who the hell they deal with. And so I absorbed tremendously a lot. This area, this region here was heavily handled by Zoran Muja. Zoran Muja operated heavily here in this area especially because of this Serbian idea that he's going to bring Serbs over, even from Belgrade. Aleksandar Vučić, extremely corrupt individual, thirsty for money, voracious, claimed how he knows Serbian investors, they have money, that he's going to bring them, that he's going to get commission and stuff like that he's going to make money and stuff like this. I remember all this stuff. Very well, I remember all this stuff. So, yeah, in respect to all this stuff, I'm going to do the detailed research according to titles, deeds, property titles, deeds. But I am also asking the people around here, let me zoom myself. Okay, the people, when I say people around here, this area, this little area here, this little settlement here on the other side of the Krka River right here, this is Šempetarski most, Šempetar. This is way broader. This goes way in the back. This individual who took this video recordings and stuff, he multiplied so many of those proofs about these title transfers and how they have hidden names, how they have covered up, how they have attempted to cover up the sales so people would not know after they realize that I'm actually going to know what's going on. Even if they did whack him, even if they did something to him, I got a feeling there's going to be a trial. Somebody's going to come to me and he's going to say to me, sir, uncle, whatever, would you take this from me on some postal office or something like this? I bet I'm going to get those things. I bet, because people watched and people didn't like this shit. On this side of the river, for the most part, people were intimidated. On this side of the river here. On our side. But not all of them. There were also people, Slovenian people, that were pissed off, beyond pissed off about this stuff that went on. So I am quite, I'm going to say, positive in respect to these proofs. I'm pretty damn sure that people are going to come forward and they eventually will submit proofs that I will be using against this Serbian genocidal politic here in Slovenia. Right here, this ethnic cleansing. This is an ethnic cleansing, ladies and gentlemen. Jumping in somebody's head, going with the idea that you're going to change the perception in human brain or in someone through the extreme use of violence, that you're going to actually go with your filthy hands, with your filthy fingers inside of the person's brain, and you're going to start to mess with his brain with the chemicals and all kinds of shit that you're going to alter through the violence, through the unemployment and torture in psychiatric hospitals, his perception about the world, his perception about environment, where he is, for who he is, and stuff like this. This is beyond disgusting. This is beyond disgusting. This is the mother, I'm going to say, this is a mother of all genocides the world have ever heard and seen for. Not even people in Ukraine, where there was a Holodomor, they murdered 15 million Ukrainian people, Russians, they starved them to death. Not even they have faced this kind of obstacles, this kind of issues like this. This is like beyond violent, like using psychiatrists actually to go and to terrorize people, to tell people, do not approach this individual, this and that. Basically, your fellow here, citizen from Slovenia, do not approach him, this and that, because if you will, then you will also be unemployed like he is and stuff like that. Anyways, crazy, disgusting. I do proceed, I do stop here in front of the village. You see that number 9? In just about maybe, I would say maybe maybe 25 meters, the most 25 meters. Yeah, there is electric pole. There is electric pole. Okay, I'm going to give you in continuation. I'm going to explain all that stuff. We'll go through the village. House here from Ljubljana, from Professor Aršić, was involved in MK Ultra. His wife is, he placed one in a home for elderly people. Yeah, but I can say he placed this lady in home. She was already in home for elderly people already in 2006, 2005. How about that? If you're saying I don't know anything about this people, this and that, where the hell would I get that kind of information? Okay, based even on the length that I know about stuff like this. Then we go across here. There's like a little stream rivulet here. It's a beautiful, beautiful Rateški potok. Anyways, then I go here across this road. There is a bridge here. I'm not going to go there. On the way back, I'm going to go through here. And I will continue my way toward Otočec through the forest. This is where they have also orchestrated all kinds of stupidities. Anyways. We'll make clear case about these apples here, about what you see here. This already was here in 2004, 5, and 6. They're a little small, but they were here already, I can tell you that. I remember very well when they would go and would eat them.
sometimes, and Boris Pahar would get upset with that. He didn't like any of that.
If we would be returning back on this side of the river, meaning that we would leave Otochit's area earlier. If we would be late, we would go to on the other side of the river. But if it would be earlier, we would go to maybe even on this side of the river. The general rule was if the apple is close to the road, you can eat. Otherwise, you cannot pick it up. You wait till you come home and you have apples and everything you want.
In the daytime, they have horses here, they have goats. It's like a kind village. It's a kind village to the people who pass by. And, you know, psychiatrists, they feel like that's all we want. That's a river right there, you see? It's a quite pretty place. That's what we want. We want people that pass by feel very good. And so you will do exactly like this or that. And if you're not going to do it, the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to disappear, pretty much. Mama cow is worried because I'm taking picture of the calf. Yeah, how beautiful. Yeah, look at that. Is it?
What you see right there, most likely, this was the parcel that belonged, at least belonged to the Belgian guy. Most likely, then the parcel was repurchased or changed. His name might have been actually even changed from the evidence as if he never purchased one. And across his name might have been written only the name Polshak. That's a petition here from Novo Mesto. That's how that's done, basically. We're gonna find out
how it functions. And Vesna Schwab, so proud about doing her job like this. So proud how, you know, she architecturally, in a parenthesis, helped design this environment. Folks, this is like a country. This is like a country, and if you go to the country, then you see all kinds of things. People here, I think, still way more normal than in the city. And to me, that's like a very, very heavy harassment of locals here. I don't see this as a nice gesture from her, but she doesn't understand any of that.
very tricky place. This is the entrance to the village, Dolenia Vas. You see two electric poles right there. The one in the background, the metal, that is a new thing. That was 2005, 2006. Americans panic. They say, no, go careful, they're going to screw you up, this and that. Not the metal one, but the wood electric pole, the wood electric pole. And really, this wood electric pole had differently arranged wires that you see right now. And this wires on the right side, the camera was placed actually on the wires. Whenever we would go through the village in the mornings, we would go. They would stop me and they would say, do you see it? Do you see the camera right there? Do you see it? Yeah, that was a primitive camera, sometimes in, like I said, up to year 2004, maybe something like this, 2003, 2001, 2000, and so on. Okay, so that camera, last time when I went, on the right side, what you see right there, I have no clue. Might have been, might have not been camera somewhere. I have no clue. But the camera there really was a camera, but on the right side, not what you see here, but on the opposite side. The wires would somehow go close to the barn. I don't know if they might have probably even changed the way the wires were, the installation, the way they have pulled the wires. I have no clue, but yeah, this metal electric pole, that station right there, that was 2005 when they have made this installation, 2006. Americans panicked that they're gonna screw me up, because all the stuff that they have made an arrangement on how it's gonna be, what am I gonna say, this and that, they started to recreate the whole idea. And so it all looked like more and more and more that they're gonna screw me up. As if they did have some kind of deal, Americans going, whatever. To me, this did not look like a deal, and I will give you the detail about why not and so on and so forth. Okay, so that pretty much summons this. Again, I would only know these details since I was brought here, otherwise I would not know the details when they have posted this thing here. And that's what that is. Right now, heading through the village. I'm not going to be video recording the stuff. I'm not going to be recording anything, even if they suggested me to go and do that stuff. Hell no. I don't want to have a problems with the people.
These are quite a historical houses here that they deliberately are here for the people, that tourists, if you want, they come by. Otočec is a very popular destination, very popular tourist destination, and there are quite some interesting facts about one. I don't like to have camera on when I go through the settlements. Don't want people to get paranoid that I am recording somebody or something like that.
This is Professor Dr. Aršić from Ljubljana's house, was present, okay, under MK Ultra, not really involved, I don't know what. But what's interesting is, my God, already in 2004, 2005, people, when they spoke with the people around here, they were kind of shocked that he placed his own wife in a home for elderly people, and he was shalala, having a good time outside, liberty, freedom. These are also very beautiful and interesting flowers, folks, as you see. These flowers were taken, these flowers are, what's important to understand is these flowers were present here in 2002, 2003, 2000, 99, 2005, 2006. Everybody loved. Americans took pictures of this, and so did French and Italians, and everybody was so happy to see these beautiful flowers. These are from behind the house, because people are nice. They invited me. They saw me taking pictures of what you have seen first, that's right, in front of the house, and then they said we got some more behind, and I took some extra behind the house. Yeah, so I am gonna take my chance, because I know there was a lot of people. This is again a claim that I wouldn't know any of this stuff if I wasn't here, if I wouldn't be brought here as I was under MK Ultra. Now you want to say that they were not, you're gonna take a chance, because lots of people from all over the world took them, and you never know. Somebody on a postcard might just say that they were here in 2002, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Yeah, I'll take my chance. Here is my claim. Flowers exactly were. Yeah, it is important. It is important because, like I said, everything here is important. There was a lot of promises given to me, like how this is going to leave the police station, because in respect to the claims that these cameras are connected to the police and the police see them, that area is surveillance, that this is going to hype people worldwide and stuff like this, tra-la-li-li-la-la. I was also told by Vesna Schwab, psychiatrist Vesna Schwab, I was told that it's going to be everything wonderful and beautiful, like this, till what you want to call fall. In the fall, the Vesna Schwab, that's when she's going to come out and start to harass me again, but I don't think so. This is going to happen. I am quite confident. I am so much looking forward to the police. If they would only have the guts to suggest something little, but there is nothing really to suggest, because this is a very tricky, very complex, and probably a huge dilemma right now. I'm not going, don't want to even say for the police, but for the police chief here, and there's politicians in Slovenia and everybody. This must not be very pleasant right now. Okay, so I already know how they're gonna try to play these things because this is what they have promised. But anyways, we are here. Come on, let's go out again so I give you a little more idea. We're heading here, Castelotocets. Here, this thing here, let's see. This is toward Novo Mesto here, okay? So right now, this is Dolenjavas. This is where we are right now. And I'm going to point you out what else than location when I took the photos of this beautiful plants, flowers. This is the house. You see this house here? First, I took them right in front of this house. This slope here, actually, I believe with this house, I believe with this one, I think so, belongs to Dr. Arsic from Ljubljana. Professor or doctor, I don't know. Yeah? Acquainted with this situation, okay? These people here, actually, they take care of this. And then this nice people, they also have invited me here behind this house to take some more pictures of this beautiful flowers, like I said. And Americans and French and Italians, oh my God, entire world, who passed, and of course Israelis, whoever went by here toward the Tochets here, everybody was just totally impressed. They were exactly here. These flowers are exactly here. Everybody was impressed with these beautiful flowers. Okay, so these flowers exist on the internet in private albums, whatever. So I am making claims that was the case, and that's a very strong, that's a very powerful claim actually. Here I can give you a little bit more idea about how things are done. We are just, I just proceeded right now from that house, maybe 15, 20 meters. There is a place where, how you wanna, like a little soccer field, little one, for kids to play over there. This is what I'm going to use to demonstrate basically how they do things. What you see up there is nothing. These are just the reflectors. These reflectors are used to brighten the field, the soccer field that you see at nights. But it looks like lately they were not very busy. They have not used much that electricity to brighten this field here. Now, I'm going to come a little closer here, and you're going to see there's like they're hollow. This poles, and you can see also there is a like for the electricity plug. You can hook this thing to electricity, and it's gonna. So this just shows that you can pull the wires inside. In this case, there is nothing. It looks like completely empty. There most likely there is nothing in there in respect to surveillance equipment. Most likely there is no cameras there. At least I don't see anything like this that would suggest me there could be. But I'm just trying to point out how basically this thing is done. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna head toward the torches right through that forest right there. But this was just a really good thing for me that I can use. For me to use to demonstrate to you how it is done. On the other side of this forest, it's Castelotocets. Now, for this forest, I was told they would do trenching, they would pull wires, and did some camera installations throughout that forest. And
beautiful stream here. This actually is drinking water at the spring of the stream, and is supplying this area here. And it's Netanyahu who actually was so concerned with idea, kind of absurd with idea to get the bottles that could be used to purify the water, so he wouldn't have to drag all that water with him to Otochets. They would go twice a day. In the morning they would return back for lunch in our house, and that's a big river right there as you see it. They would return for the lunch, and then what they would do is they would return again. They would again proceed to back to the Otochets, basically that direction, but we're gonna go through the forest. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. I should be hiding under the couch right now, under the bed, under the sofa, because they're gonna come to take me away. That's at least what they believe. They would create this type of paranoia. So we're gonna cut through the forest right now. This is recorded the following day, July the 1st, 2018. Today is Sunday. Actually, yesterday was Saturday. This settlement here, it's called Shimpeter. This is where Muja was in charge, Zoran Muja from Ljubljana. And they had actually Serbs and Ljubljana people purchase some properties here. He had a woman here he played with, terrorize women as a psychiatrist, presenting himself as a psychiatrist, someone knowledgeable about, you know, like experience with psychology, can help you out and stuff like this. And some, I understand, even ended up as pregnant with this individual. Same was the situation with these politicians. They impregnated women, and what they did was they got local guys here to take care of them. It's pretty much how they do it. I'm gonna demonstrate you a river so you can see it. Yeah, so it was too late yesterday. I had to come back today. Right there behind, like this, it's so tortuous, right? I grew up here. This was where on this bridge, in all times we were allowed to fish from here. I caught so many fish from here, you could not imagine. This place abounded, beautiful, abounding with fish. Beautiful places what this is. The only thing these people did is, these people ruined my life completely. These people ruined 46 years of my life. That's the only thing they did. It's right now 9:15 in the evening. For this task I will be using homemade infrared camera, and I also have like a little light here. This, you already see it here. That was the paranoia everywhere. They're gonna come and take you away. They're gonna come and take you. This here is actually the right thing for me to do. This is done in the night, in the evening time, and that is the proper way of doing it, because abduction scenarios they had would take place not in the mornings when we would go here, or during the, you know, like we're gonna be hiding behind like a little, how do you call that, hill curve behind the tree and stuff like this, and jump on you and get you. Use tasers and stuff like that, which is all possible. But yes, you see, you can hear the clock right there. It's 9 o'clock right now. It's a evening, it's a night, and so I'm not really paranoid with anything they have suggested like I would be. So yeah, this scenarios they would do in the night time when we would be returning from this fabulous tourist destination. And that's when they would go and they would do their stupidities. I am very sorry I did not record logs and stuff they have placed. Wow, it's so wet, you know. I am trying to desperately finish this stuff. You have a perfect example here. Not exactly. They would place like this trees, branches of trees right here across the path, and you would be told not here, not further here and this and that. There is another castle that goes along the river, and that one is about maybe 1.5 kilometers further, 2 kilometers from Otochets. They would not want me to go there no matter what. You see this? It's like a little, my English is not so damn good, like a little canyon here that goes along the path, along the track. That's where I'm gonna be hiding, and they would jump on you and stuff like that. It's good. I have an infrared light, infrared camera. I have removed the IR filter from one of the Androids, cheap Android, and I can actually record like this at night. That's pretty damn good. So the scenarios like this, they would do at nighttime. For this stuff here, I'm not gonna say for this one, but you could see it yourself. I don't have to say anything in respect to that. Don't go any further, don't go any further. Especially they were paranoid in respect to the golf course at Struga Castle, like I said, 2 kilometers further from Otochets. That's because Donald Trump, Mitt Romney, Gingrich, all the American politicians and British businessmen as well as royals, they would frequently play golf there. British loved that place, and so did Americans, and they were afraid that would, you know, trigger my memories and stuff like that. They didn't want me to go there. I believe this is why they were so paranoid. I was not. Basically hiding behind the trees, jumping from behind the trees, insisting that they're gonna abduct me. Don't go out in the open, because out in the open it's gonna be a sniper, Mossad. They will kill you, and so on and so forth. Always the same old same. See, it's pretty damn bad. I'm gonna disconnect now, but that's pretty much what the scenarios. Not only in this forest, not only in other forests you have seen. They would use corn to hide inside, jump out. One time, it was not one time, it took some time. They anticipated I would actually buy me a bicycle, that I would have a bicycle, which is a logical thing. You know, once they take car away from you, they take everything away from you, that the next thing, the only thing left is really is bicycle. So they loaded me in a car, police, and these idiots, they didn't only go and swim here in the river, but they would also go with bicycles. Some of them will like to go biking. And so what they did was they gestured on how I'm gonna go bike, and then how they're gonna jump from behind the they would be hiding inside of the forest, but that is in Shintarne direction. Yeah, and they're just gonna get me, and they would get me no matter what, grab me and throw me, and I would disappear and stuff like that. Total paranoia. So, if you ever wondered why people suffer from schizophrenia, people suffer from schizophrenia because the psychiatrists make one. They are the one, they make schizophrenia, the police does. They do, the state officials do, the government services do this shit. People are not paranoid, people are not schizophrenic, people are normal till they get in trouble through the governments. That's all there is to it. They produce this shit, they create this crap. I'm just the kind of person that I was told in a million times, for anything like this you're gonna say, you're gonna be rated as a schizophrenic and they're not gonna help you and they're not gonna help you. Fuck it, eh? If you don't say anything, well, explain to me what the fuck I have left. I mean, they took all the money away from me, blocked me from employment, labeled me as mentally ill. I mean, what else the fuck can I lose in this world? I mean, just totally bizarre people. Crazy lunatics. Belgrade, Serbia, Moscow, Russia. These are the sickest countries in the world. This is the sickest people ever. There's nothing more sick than this. And that's exactly what they have done with Ukrainian people. They murdered people economically, they starved children to death. Only sick people can do shit like this. And these people are beyond sick. The stuff they have done in the last war in Yugoslavia, the stuff they have done over there. Today that is happening, even today in Ukraine, the terrorism, the killing of people. They murdered 10,000 Ukrainian soldiers alone. Never mind civilians. And Stalin murdered over 15 million Ukrainian people. He starved them to death. If you look at the Russian experiments, what they do with the people, the stuff they do with their own people, with the Russian people. They beat up the people. The other day you could read the news, 1,600 were arrested in the middle of the main city, Moscow, in the middle of the day, because they came out on the streets to protest, to express their freedom of speech. And numerous were beaten up, but 1,600 imprisoned in the middle of the day, in the middle of the main city, in the Moscow. Nobody gives a shit because governments want global, imperial, neo-Nazi takeover plan to go forward. And for that to go forward, they need Russia, they need Putin, they need Russian aggression, so they can do the same thing Russians are doing to Ukrainian people. Soon they're going to do to Poles. They need the same thing they can do to other people in Africa, in Asia, South America, and so on. That's why all this. If you look at the Russian experiments, what they have done with the people, just Russian human experiments, just Google that on YouTube, see what you come up with. Stuff they have done with the people. This is Slovenia, folks. This is a Belgrade here, right here is Belgrade. This is what this looks like during the daytime. It's like a little, Americans told me do not say canyon, but I don't know how to say that, valley, whatever. I remember very well people that were with me, don't say canyon, valley, whatever they said. I have no idea what they said, I don't care. Like a little crack that goes next to the trail, like this. That's what they're gonna be hiding. They're gonna jump out and grab you and this and that. Pure stupidity. And yeah, don't go out on out of the forest on a clean, because they're gonna shoot you, they're gonna kill you, and so on and so forth. Hope this thing is not gonna tip over. Nah, not. Here you can see what it looks like outside of the forest. I'm not gonna go there. This goes along the trail, okay, so they do a lot of this here that you see because of lobadar. Okay, that's a worm that destroys trees. Yeah, now we use this as an excuse, but this is not what I'm talking about. This is not what I'm talking about. They would place logs like the one you have seen, you know, log like this that would look like this right across the trail, or they would nest like branches, and also, you know, totally MK Ultra scenarios. it is the right thing for me to do this at nighttime, because at nighttime is where, you know, in the mornings when we would go, when they would take me to a torches with them, they would go play golf to this Castle Struga. Prince Harry loved this terrain here around the torches. He had chicks here. He did quite a few. I'm going to give you some real details. We'll see how it's going to be when I come out of the forest, if it's still going to be any visibility like this. And so after the end of the day, when the day ended, when they will be returning back to house, that's basically when they came up with all kinds of stupidities. So it's the proper way of me doing this at night time, actually, with along presenting you with the photos of what it looks like. Somewhat in the daytime, whatever, it's interesting for me to present issues. That's where you're going to see the photos appear. Right here, when I come out of the forest, they had scenarios too. This here was a favorite spot of Harry, but this you cannot see it now. It's got to be daytime picture.
Let me explain like this. This here, what you see here, where is it? This is our house right here. Okay, so to be exact, logically, when you go to a torches, basically to this direction here, from here, you go in the mornings. In the mornings, you don't make a lot of impression really with MK Ultra if you want to terrorize somebody. So what you do is, usually you're also in a hurry. These people were in a hurry, and what they would do is they would just leave me with the staff. They would leave, they would say, we don't have a time for this stuff, we have to go and do serious stuff, other stuff. You go with him, bring him down, play with him, and so on and so forth. So they had these people, staff, they would do stupid things, you know, assistants, bodyguards, they would do stupidities like this. But in the evening time, when they would be returning back, if they would be returning back, I'm not going to forget, let's say, Romney, Gingrich, and some other people too, they would get pissed off. And they would say, what? And that also suggests me that it was the US taxpayers who were paying the bills here. Hotel Grado Tochets, US government paid bills. US government was paying bills. There might be actually, I have no idea how they pay the bills, but if you would go through receipts and stuff like that, maybe, I don't know, unless they camouflage that so well. Maybe a chance actually that I could get a hold of original receipts, US government or something like this, from officials. They were paying them, because some of them got angry. They say, there's a hotel here in the city, like I said, Metropole. This used to be our own hotel, this place. And they would go and they would station them in there, because my father would be more and more reluctant to offer place. He would become more and more demanding, annoyed with all this stuff. He didn't want to have these people around him anymore. Things were becoming complicated. But finally, sometimes in 2000 and I think 2005-6, they have opened this complex here. And everybody was so released, everybody was so happy, because they didn't have to go to this damn place anymore, this Hotel Metropole. Now it's known as a Hotel Kirka in the city center of Novo Mesto, because pharmaceutical company Kirka purchased one. So these people will be so annoyed and would love to stay in the castle rather than going to this shitty hotel. I don't think there is much to it. I could hear disagreements between George Bush and, you know, all these high politicians. I could hear disagreements like, well, damn, you know, I did not even deserve to stay here in this place here. I have to go over there and so on. You can't, meaning that somebody had to pay that. Somebody was financing this kind of stuff. And I don't think, when it came to Dr. Bornstein, yeah, Trump paid him, but I don't think really that politicians I'm talking about, they would go and, you know, they would depend on wallet from Donald Trump. That was not the case. something did go on, something went on, and I have to find out about through the book of receipts. It's also something they have suggested me also to do, to find something interesting. So this is something we're going to go over as well. Okay, so what happens is that if we were early enough, we would go back on the same side of the river as we came, basically on this side of the river. But that would be very early, because the police, the local police officer here, Metot Yerman, he was used like a scout. He's just next door to me. They totally they make like a little surveillance of the terrain. They came to realization there were certain areas they could not 100% guarantee safety to this highest ranking politicians globally. So the advice was done, the police advice was done in that case, to just go to cross through the bridge of the Otochit castle to the other side of the river and proceed on this side of the river back to the city of Novo Mesto. Now, Macron in the late stages would just go to the Metropole Hotel, Krka. Borut Pahor, however, did proceed oftentimes to our house. I'm not really sure which politicians were still staying in our house and who and where and this and that. I don't even know if he stayed inside of our house. I cannot say this. I cannot say that whether he slept here inside or did not slept in here. I'm pretty damn sure that he did at some point in time because he had to with his politicians. But I cannot say that I saw him sleep or that I saw basically other people sleep. I've seen what gestured clearly that you also got to keep in mind that this was not the only house these people would sleep. Politicians would also go to the Berger family, that's a political tour boy. They would go to Kolens, they would go to these neighbors here, they would go to Peterlin, neighbor, they would go to Dr. Kotar. He would also host them. Russians would be here, they feel here better than anywhere else, maybe because it was free. Most likely because it was free. Okay, but others were more independent, they didn't want that, they want life, they want probably, well, yeah, I mean, they were sick of coming here. I mean, I'm going to explain to you in continuation. My father was very nasty, really, so it wasn't just that somebody would be excited about staying at this place. They also complained about not having air condition. Schwarzenegger was here quite a lot, Stallone. And they were pissed off about air conditioning. They dream about air conditioning. They were complaining about no air conditioning, and this and that. So that's why this is perfect to go at nighttime and demonstrate what basically went on, what kind of lunacy, Kremlin games, Belgrade games, stupidities. And also I do the follow-up the following day. I also appear again. And I surveil for you terrain to show you what it looks like in the daytime, so you get a good idea about it. Okay?
Why did this neighbor, this Metot Yerman, play such an important role? Because the guy is a cop, and the first thing Borut Pahor did, and these people here, these politicians here, they wanted a police officer that is acquainted with the area, that is from here, that is a local here. And that was a neighbor that was perfect. Metot Yerman, and he was involved in this shit all along. Have cover up for my neighbors, was transferred from Ljubljana here, and so on. I was told to protect me. To protect me from what? From my defending myself? Yeah, that yeah. But other than that, I don't see it that way. It's a night time, but we are now on the other side of the forest. I did make it through. Here is the river, a little bit late, but not too late. It was a rainy season so far. What can I say about this stuff? Perhaps very popular destination for the wealthy people. Along the trail that I have walked today, they have suggested that there are cameras everywhere, including the forest. They have actually insisted, in respect to the forest, do not even think about, if you want to go and release yourself, if you have urgency, make sure to go away from that path. Step on a side, because there are cameras everywhere and they are watching you there. If there are not cameras in there, that's basically very serious stuff to drive individual insane, drive individual into total paranoia, totally barbaric stuff. Now there is something really exclusive. They here, this place here, this place we go for swimming. Under MK Ultra, no, I did not go for swimming, but they did have me on the boat. But no, I did not go for swimming. Did have me on a boat along with others who did swim and so on. They did have me around. That they're gonna have a divers. There's like a little aisle right there in the middle of the river. If I would go behind that aisle around, that's when they're gonna get you and this and that. The one who was crazy about that kind of stuff really was Vucic, Serbian. He just was completely crazy. That individual is completely insane. That's a total lunatic. He just dreamed about 24/7, talked about abductions only. It's like you would turn the radio on and you would hear nothing else than idiots talking about abductions. I felt really sorry even that I speak Serbo-Croat back then. I mean, it made me, this guy totally sickened me with his statements, idiotic statements. Alright, this is the same. This is just recorded in the daytime. That's the little stream right there, and then we come out of the forest. Here we are. Torches. You see, this is what these people prepared this place. If you go behind that island right there, oh, can you see it? Can you? Let's see if I can. Yeah, it can be seen. That's an island right there. If you go behind, divers are gonna get you, pull you under the water, give you a CPR. You're gonna wake up in Belgrade. That was in the late stage. When it became clear, I will know who is behind this. No matter how loud they scream about Mossad, they didn't hide facts no more. This was Prince Harry's territory. He did a lot of chicks here. He did his regular chicks. Meghan Markle he met, I don't know, I think it was like probably 2002, I would say 2003, something like this. But he did other chicks, which I'm not gonna go into, but there were also other chicks. And he's got a little thugs here he hired at this castle, employees, whom he conditioned me. A little rat conditioned me, said, if you're gonna talk good, if you will be good news for us, I will have them help you. If you will not talk good about us, I will not have them help you.
For some kind of skeptics, idiots, somebody who wants to be brazen about it, somebody who wants to take more chances, I can go right now to Hotel Torches with the police, and I can go like this, tick, 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 and I'm going to tell you exactly who worked of the staff already in 2004, 2005, 2006, 2003. Officially, I was in Miami till the end of the 2006. How can I do this then? Stuff like this. All these people that work over there, they're all gonna tell you nobody knows me. Nobody will want to know me because they're afraid of me. You have no idea. When I approach somewhere, the only thing that happens is like this, like a wild geese, like birds. It's just whoosh, they like this, they disappear because they are afraid.